Know your exact trig values as easy as 1, 2, 3. Literally, as easy as 1, 2, 3. Let's have a look. So the first thing you want to do is write down from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And cos is going to be the reverse. So it's going to be 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. The next step is the same for sine and cos. We're going to do the root of 0, root of 1, root of 2, root of 3, root of 4, and the same for these ones over here. And then we're going to divide them all by 2. Now let's work them out. What is the root of 0 divided by 2? Well, root 0 is 0, divided by 2 gives me 0. What is the root of 1 divided by 2? Well, root of 1 is 1, divided by 2, well, it's half. So we can write that as 0.5 or 1 over 2. Well, root 2 we can't simplify, so root 2 over 2 is my final answer. Root 3 I can't simplify, so root 3 over 2 is my final answer. Root 4 I can simplify. That's going to give me a 2. So this becomes 2 over 2, and that simplifies to 1. Excellent. So as you see, there's a pattern here. We can copy that same pattern down for cos, but in reverse. Because look, root 4 over 2 appears here, root 4 over 2. So that must mean that this is 1. And the answer for this one is the same, root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, and this one is 1 over 2. And this one is a 0. There you have it. For sine and cos, we have the exact trig values. So, for example, cos 60, that's cos, and that's 60, that gives me 1/2. If I was to do sine 45, well, sine 45 is root 2 over 2. The next bit is also nice and easy to remember, and that's going to be sine and cos values dividing each other. So think about what you have in the table here. We've got a root 0 divided by a root 4. So let's write that down. Root 0 over root 4. The same thing here. Root 1 over root 3. And root 2 over root 2. Root 3 over root 1. And finally, root 4 over root 0. Okay, so let's start processing. What is root of 0? Well, that's 0. And then 0 divided by anything, well, that's also still 0. That's the answer for the first one. Tan 0 is 0. Okay, what is tan 30? Well, let's simplify this. What's the root of 1? Well, it's 1. And then what's the root of 3? Well, it's root 3. I'm going to put a little star here. We're going to come back to that one in a moment. Alright, next one. What is root 2 divided by root 2? Well, it's anything divided by itself is 1. What is root 3 divided by root 1? Well, root 1 is 1, and root 3 can't simplify, so it's just root 3. And finally, what is root 4 divided by 0? Well, root 4 is 2, and root 0 is 0. We can't divide by 0, so this is NA. And we'll talk about that more when we look at sine, cos, and tan graphs, but this is actually where there's an asymptote for the tan graph at tan 90. There's an asymptote, so the graph doesn't cross that particular point, and it doesn't exist. Alright, so let's go back to this one over here. Why are we going back to this one? Well, that's because our root is at the bottom, our surd is at the bottom, and we need to rationalise. So for us to rationalise, we need to times by root 3 on the top and on the bottom. So 1 over root 3 times by root 3 on the top and on the bottom, and that gives me root 3 over, and what is root 3 times root 3? Well, it's a 3. So this one is our final answer, and that's our exact trig value. So we looked at some sine and some cos. Let's have a look at some tan. Tan 45, what is it? Well, tan 45 is 1. And there you have it, exact trig values as easy as 1, 2, and 3.